Welcome back to another Unity tutorial. This is the second part, creating our Waypoints tool. I've recorded this whole tool creation before and it took quite long, so I just cut it now in smaller parts. I think that is a bit easier to follow along, or also to stop in between. So anyways, let's get started. What we had in the last session is we created our tool that far that we have the cubes being connected, we have our markers, we have the numbers. What we want to do is now get it a bit more abstract, a bit more like a tool and not like cubes in a scene view with stuff sticking out. So what I want to do now is create a script that will make it possible to click a button that automatically creates an empty object, which is another waypoint. So in order to have a button in here, we actually need to write an editor script. So as I said in the last tutorial, if you place any script in the editor folder, Unity automatically knows, okay, this is an editor script. You can test this by using, if we take the waypoint script, move it in here, it doesn't work anymore because Unity is confused. There are lots of errors. It doesn't work because it thinks this is an editor script, but we wrote a runtime script. So this is a bit of a difference here. Anyways, let's get started and create a new C# script. I call this Waypoint Editor. Waypoints Editor. So it's helpful. Oh no, sorry about that. Just want to keep it consistent. It's helpful to Waypoint Editor. If it's just two scripts referencing each other, it's maybe helpful to keep the name same. So here we need to change some things. We're actually not using a mono behavior. We're using Unity Editor and subclass the editor script. So what we need here is actually a reference to, oh, I forgot the semicolon, sorry. So what we need here is a reference to our waypoint script, and the way we do this is we declare this to be a custom editor of the type waypoint script. Close the brackets, and now Unity knows whatever is happening inside here is meant to be for the inspector created by this script, or on behalf of the script. So we still need a reference though to our script. So let's do that right away. I'm going to call it just script. And in order to get this reference, we're going to use void onEnable. Since I only want that to happen once. So every editor script has a target. So our target would be the waypoint script, and if we want to reference any, or if we want to use any methods from this script or do anything there, we actually need or Unity needs to know that our target is of type waypoint script. So I'm gonna cast this here. There we go. And now before we move on, I just want to create a function in our waypoint script. This is going to be a public function. Public void create waypoint takes no variables. So if we just move back to Unity for a second, I want to move away from this. So I've done that now, and I'm gonna create, oh yeah, just over here an empty game object, and this time I'm gonna call this Waypoint. And this one is gonna get, oh sorry, not the editor script, it's gonna hold our script, but this time I don't just wanna add game objects to our list by hand. I want this to be automated. So going back to monodevelop, this is what this function is gonna do, but we want to call this function on a button click, so we first need to create a custom editor holding our button. And in order to do this, we override one of the editor functions. This is the function on inspector GUI. So this now we overwrite everything that is drawn here in the inspector. And okay, just want to have a look. Why would want a public here? That's weird. Okay, I just keep going. Hopefully the error just dissolves itself. Anyways, what I was saying, we would overwrite the whole inspector part for our waypoint script, so I don't want to do that. I want to still keep our variables and everything, the public variables. So first thing we need to do is say on base on inspector GUI. So this will just render all the public variables we have set here in our waypoint script. And the next thing I want to do is create a button. So we say if GUI layout, not layer, button, this takes a string, create waypoint, or let's say, no, keep it as you like, add waypoint, something like that. So now what we're doing here with this statement, we're actually creating the button, but in placing it inside this if statement that tells Unity if this button gets clicked, tapped on, whatever, I need to do whatever is following here. And what we want to do is nothing more than, for now, nothing more than call our create waypoints function. So this is it for now, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Let's just have a look in Unity. Clear the console. And multi-object editing not supported. Okay, I'm a bit puzzled. Let's just get rid of the cubes for now. And okay, maybe just needed to refresh something, I don't know. Or maybe it was because the cubes were in there. Let's just check. Let's duplicate. No, that would be weird if you can only have that once. Okay, anyway, everything working now. We have here our waypoints object holding our waypoint script, and we got this button at waypoint. Nothing happens yet. We're gonna change that. So navigate back to your waypoint script. So what we want to do is we want to create an empty. I just had problems keeping the reference to that, so just want to play safe and create a game object private variable waypoint. And this one will be a new game object. So this is how easy it is to create a new empty game object. That's why it's called empty, because we don't add anything. If we just click on our button, you see a new empty game object at 0, 0, 0 in the world space. So let's delete that again and mess a bit with our new object. The first thing I want to do is I want to parent it to the holder of this script. So we need to get transform, set parent, and set this to transform of the holder of the script. And now what I want to do is I want to position it. So let's first position it on 0. Let's see if that works. Whoa, where is it? Okay, I don't know why it's not doing that. Let's try a new vector 3, 0, 0, 0, which would be the same from my point of view, but might be wrong. Oi. Is there something like set position? No. Let's try this one. Perfect. So I just learned something new. It was just putting it on 0 in reference to this object, somehow weird in world space. Okay, I cannot explain what happened, but it did not do what I wanted, and now it's getting the local position. Great, that's what I want. Now the problem is if I add many, they are all on the same spot, so that is not ideal. I want to start at that spot, but the next one should have an offset. So what we need to do is if our waypoints list has no entry yet, then we can do this. If, however, this is not the case, if we have got more than one, more than 0, sorry, then I want to specify the position a bit more. Not lost, but last position is, now we need to have a reference to our last waypoint. Actually, is there something like last, find last? Don't want to play around here. I know this one works, so let's do it this way. So I'm just getting the last object here, and then I'm going to use its transform.position. So this is the previous waypoint's position, and now I'm going to create another vector 3 for a new position, which will be the last position plus yeah, now we could just add, let's say, a new vector. This is not just arbitrary, I might change it later, but let's just add one on the X and one on the C. Let's have a look how this looks and feels like. Oh, sorry, we forgot the most important part. We need to add our waypoint, our newly created waypoint, to the array, to the list. Still getting that wrong. To our list of waypoints. So now this time something should happen. And whoa, that is quite the distance. And they all keep stacking here, so I don't want that. So let's change this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do, sorry, I just need to think how to do this. I'm gonna use this one forward. So this should give us, forward is like a standard vector. I'm using that from the last created waypoint, and now if we do this, okay, it's getting worse. I cannot see anything anymore. Sorry, I'm a bit puzzled here. Oh, sorry. Rookie mistake. Of course, we need to set the position as such as well. Of course, we just calculated it, but never actually applied the value. I actually don't know why that worked before, but never mind that. And let's have a look. Oh, get an error. So I just need to quickly check what is causing this error. I think all this should be fine. So maybe this is just another of those refreshing errors. Or it could be that we just have a whole lot of non-existing game objects in our list. So if you have that problem, that nothing works, just check this one. I'm gonna create later something to reset it. Okay, start again, and I see our first one, second, third. Let's zoom in a bit, and that looks all right. Of course, you would need to look later on the scale of your map, how far you're zooming in and out. Like that would not work this way, but we're gonna make all those values adjustable later on. But the basic function works. If you look at it, we have our waypoints. Sorry for the short break. I almost thought I forgot to turn on audio recording. That would have been bad. Anyways, the last seconds of this tutorial, we got quite a bit further. Now we can already place our paths, and it does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so in the next tutorial, why is that one so large? Oh, it's just higher. Okay, so in the next tutorial, we're gonna yeah, work a bit further to get it more to work as a tool, fix some things like that it's now visible all the time, get some more things adjustable about our tool. And yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.